Wrestling fam, welcome back to Wrestling Pro News, your one-stop source for the wildest, most unpredictable, and absolutely jaw-dropping developments in the world of professional wrestling. The place where we don't just report stories, we dissect them, we live them, and we break them down until every shocking twist is laid bare for the WWE Universe to feast on. Today, we're stepping into a storyline so charged, so drenched in drama and high-stakes energy, that it feels less like a segment on Raw or SmackDown and more like the gripping climax of a Hollywood epic. This is the kind of saga that doesn't just trend for a night, it shakes the foundation of WWE, leaves fans arguing, speculating, and dreaming about what could happen next for weeks on end. The headline setting the wrestling world ablaze. Jacob Fatu, the fearsome Samoan werewolf, is rumored to be on his way to WWE with one mission: to align with his cousin, the tribal chief Roman Reigns, and take the fight directly to Seth Rollins' unstoppable faction, the Vision. Now, if you've been following WWE lately, you know this isn't just another, new partner for Reigns' storyline. This is a potential war, family loyalty colliding with corporate betrayal, legacy confronting ambition, and two of the most intimidating forces in modern wrestling standing shoulder to dismantle a faction that's been running riot without consequence. The Vision, led by Seth Rollins with Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and the shadowy mastermind Paul Heyman pulling the strings, has become a machine of destruction. They've targeted legends, fan favorites, and rising stars alike, breaking bodies and spirits in equal measure, and their recent assault on Roman Reigns was nothing short of surgical brutality. We're talking a calculated dismantling of the man who, for over 1,300 days, sat at the head of the table, untouchable, unshaken, and unchallenged, until now. To truly understand the gravity of this moment, we need to rewind to WrestleMania 41, the night Roman's seemingly invincible reign met a shocking, almost cinematic betrayal. After years of conquering the biggest names in the business, Cody Rhodes, The Rock, John Cena, and anyone else who dared step up, Roman walked into a triple threat match against Rollins and Drew McIntyre with the supreme confidence of a king certain of victory. But Paul Heyman, the man who had been his wiseman, strategist, and mouthpiece, revealed his true allegiance by siding with Rollins. One distraction was all it took. Rollins seized the moment, landed the decisive blow, and ended Roman's historic reign, not just taking his title but shaking the very core of his identity. From that moment, Roman's story shifted from dominance to survival, from being the hunter to the hunted. Since then, the tribal chief has been fighting back the only way he knows how: head on, no retreat, no surrender. He's dished out spears through tables, smashed steel chairs into the backs of Vision members, and delivered Superman punches that have had crowds on their feet. But the numbers game is relentless, and no matter how many moments of glory he creates, the Vision is always there in force, ready to overwhelm him. The breaking point came on the August 4th edition of Raw when Roman stepped in to save CM Punk and LA Knight from a merciless beatdown. At first, it was vintage Reigns, spear to Breaker, Superman punch to Reed, the crowd roaring like the old days, but then Heyman interfered, opening the door for Rollins and his crew to strike. What followed was a symphony of destruction: a chair shot to the spine, a crushing spear from Breaker, Reed's bone-shattering tsunami, and finally, Rollins' curb stomp onto a steel chair. When the cameras faded, Reigns was lying broken in the ring, the Vision posing triumphantly over him in a scene that felt like the symbolic death of the tribal chief. And yet, in wrestling, the darkest moments are often the seeds of the greatest comebacks. The whispers began almost immediately. Rumors of Jacob Fatu, Roman's cousin and one of the most feared wrestlers of his generation, making his way to WWE not just to compete but to fight alongside Roman in this war. Fatu's resume speaks for itself. Son of Sam Fatu, the Tonga Kid, nephew of Rikishi, proud member of the Anoa family dynasty, trained in the unforgiving school of physicality and tradition that has produced some of the greatest talents in wrestling history. His 819-day MLW World Heavyweight Championship reign was a testament to his dominance, mixing raw power with aerial athleticism that defies his 280-pound frame, moonsaults, springboard attacks, and an intensity that earned him the name, the Samoan Werewolf. In WWE, he made an immediate impact, joining Solo Sikoa's Bloodline faction on SmackDown and winning the Tag Team Championships with Tama Tonga, before stealing the show at WrestleMania 41 by defeating Dominic Mysterio in a ladder match for the United States Championship. But like all great wrestlers, Fatu's career has been fueled by conflict, and his eventual split from Solo over leadership disputes set him on a solo path, building momentum as a fan favorite. That face turn, combined with his current status outside of any faction, makes him the perfect candidate to join Roman now, and let's be honest, the family connection adds a layer of storytelling WWE knows how to exploit to perfection. The potential is staggering. Imagine the possibilities. A reformed bloodline, with Reings and Fatu at its core, going head-to-head with the Vision in a faction war that could headline Survivor Series in a 4-on-4 elimination match, with each side stacked with top-tier talent. Picture Reigns spearing Rollins in the closing moments, Fatu hitting a moonsault on Reed, and the crowd losing their minds as the tide turns. Or envision them targeting Breakker and Reed directly in a series of grudge matches, systematically dismantling the Vision piece by piece. The title chase angle practically writes itself. Reigns gunning for Rollins' World Heavyweight Championship with Fatu as his enforcer, ensuring the Vision can't interfere. Then there's the juicy possibility of family drama if Solo Sikoa aligns with the Vision, setting up a high-stakes Anoa civil war with Reigns and Fatu on one side and Solo and Tama Tonga on the other, all with Heyman gleefully stirring the pot from the shadows. Heyman's history with both Reigns and Fatu's family adds another delicious wrinkle. What if Fatu uses his insight into Heyman's manipulative tactics to turn the tables, orchestrating a betrayal within the Vision itself? Imagine Bronson Reed or Braun Breakker flipping on Rollins mid-feud, collapsing the Vision from the inside and handing Reigns the ultimate revenge. The WWE Universe is already dreaming about it. Hashtags like #ReignsFatualience and #VisionV's Bloodline are dominating social media, with fans calling this a dream team that could change the balance of power in WWE. Wrestling insiders are split. Some believe this alliance would be unstoppable, while others warn that Fatu's unpredictable, wild style might clash with Roman's calculated dominance, creating tension that could implode just as quickly as it forms. But one thing is certain, if Jacob Fatu joins Roman Reigns, the landscape of WWE will shift overnight. This isn't just about winning matches, it's about reclaiming dominance, about family, about settling old betrayals, and about proving that no matter how strong the Vision is, nothing can match the fury of the Anoa bloodline when it unites. For Roman, this could be the comeback story that cements his legacy beyond his title reign. For Fatu, it could be the moment he steps out of the shadows and into the main event spotlight as one of the most feared and respected names in WWE. And for Seth Rollins and the Vision, it could be the beginning of the end of their empire. The only question left is whether WWE will pull the trigger, and if they do, whether the wrestling world is truly ready for the chaos that will follow. Wrestling fam, welcome back to Wrestling Pro News, your go-to destination for the most explosive, adrenaline-fueled, and jaw-dropping developments in professional wrestling, where every twist feels like a scene ripped straight from a blockbuster movie and every rumor carries the weight of a potential game-changing war. I'm your host, and today we're diving headfirst into a storyline that has the WWE Universe not just talking, but buzzing like an electrical storm, a narrative so intense and dripping with tension that it blurs the lines between fiction and reality. The headline that's got the world talking. Jacob Fatu is rumored to be coming to WWE to stand shoulder to shoulder with his cousin Roman Reigns in an all-out war against Seth Rollins' ruthless faction, The Vision, a unit that has been tearing through the WWE roster like a merciless pack of wolves, leaving behind nothing but destruction and broken bodies. The Vision's dominance has been absolute, and last week on Raw, they set their sights on the tribal chief himself, ambushing Reigns in an attack so brutal, so humiliating, that it left the former Universal Champion sprawled out in the ring as the crowd watched in stunned disbelief, the moment trending worldwide on X within minutes. For years Roman has been the immovable object, the final boss of WWE, the man who ruled with an iron fist during an unprecedented 1,316-day championship reign. But now he's battered, outnumbered, and facing perhaps the most dangerous opposition of his career. This whole downfall traces back to WrestleMania 41 when, after conquering giants like Cody Rhodes and The Rock, Roman entered a triple threat match against Rollins and McIntyre only for his most trusted advisor, Paul Heyman, to stab him in the back, siding with Rollins and orchestrating the distraction that ended Roman's reign. Since then, Reigns has been fighting alone, spearing Rollins through tables, taking out Bronson Reed with steel chairs, and dishing out Superman punches, but every time he gains momentum, the Vision's numbers overwhelm him, and the Raw of August 4th was the breaking point. After saving CM Punk and LA Knight from a Vision beatdown, Roman dismantled Breakker and Reed, only for Heyman to interfere, handing Rollins the opening to unleash a savage chair shot, followed by Breakker's spear, Reed's tsunami, and the final humiliation, a curb stomp onto steel. Roman was left broken, the Vision towering over him as the cameras faded to black. This is why whispers of Jacob Fatu's arrival have sent shockwaves across the wrestling world, because Roman Reigns has always thrived with family at his side, the bloodline once being his ultimate weapon, but now Jey Uso is on Raw, Jimmy is injured, Solo Sikoa has gone rogue, and Heyman has betrayed him. What Roman needs now isn't just an ally, it's a game changer, someone who not only shares his bloodline but carries the same ferocity and dominance that made the Anoa'i family wrestling royalty. Enter Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, a man whose 819-day MLW World Heavyweight Championship reign cemented him as one of the most dangerous wrestlers alive, a man agile enough to hit moonsaults at 280 pounds yet powerful enough to ragdoll opponents into oblivion, a man with the pedigree of being the son of Sam Fatu and nephew of Rikishi, trained in the unforgiving tradition of his family. In WWE, he's already proven his worth, debuting as part of Solo's bloodline, winning the tag team championships alongside Tama Tonga, and stealing the show at WrestleMania 41 in a ladder match against Dominic Mysterio. His eventual split from Solo turned him into a lone wolf on SmackDown, and now, with his face turn and free agent-like status, the timing couldn't be more perfect for him to align with Roman. The idea is pure wrestling gold. Two bloodline warriors uniting to destroy the Vision, rebuild the Empire, and settle old scores with Paul Heyman, whose history with their family goes back decades. Fan reaction has been electric. Hashtags like #ReignsFatualliance and #VisionV's Bloodline are trending, with fans calling them a dream team, while pundits are split between predicting total dominance and warning that two egos this large could implode. The possibilities are endless. They could reform the bloodline to wage a faction war at Survivor Series, they could dismantle the Vision piece by piece in brutal tag matches, they could chase Rollins' World Heavyweight Championship with Fatu as Roman's enforcer, or they could even set up an emotional family civil war if Solo sides with the Vision. The stakes couldn't be higher, the drama couldn't be richer, and WWE's creative playbook is wide open. This could be the resurgence of Roman Reigns, the ultimate coming-out party for Jacob Fatu, and the most explosive collision of family loyalty and wrestling warfare in years. The Vision has momentum, but the Anoa'i bloodline has history, passion, and an unmatched capacity for violence when united. If this alliance happens, it could change the course of WWE for the rest of the decade, and the only question left is whether the Tribal Chief and the Samoan Werewolf can not only survive together but dominate in a way that forces the entire industry to acknowledge them.